he needs to learn how to play receiver, because the routes that he's running, they aren't crisp routes.
2025 was supposed to be an exciting year for Travis Hunter. Before that, he won the Heisman Trophy. He got drafted with the number 2 pick in the NFL draft, and he got over a $30 million signing bonus. Not only that, he got married to the love of his life, Lene. But that's not all. Clip.
I found out I was pregnant February 4th of this year. We weren't trying, but we weren't not trying, you know what I'm saying? We knew what we were doing. And Travis wanted babies really, really bad. I mean, he's wanted babies for a long time. I was just adamant on being married first.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. He's now a father. Fast forward. Travis Hunter got his signing bonus paid up front, bought a house, became a husband, became a father, and oh yeah, he plays cornerback and wide receiver at the same time. Great story, right? Travis Hunter thought he was Superman, but so far, it's the dumbest decision that he ever made, and it's also the dumbest decision the Jacksonville Jaguars have made, at least through 2 games. If you look at what Travis Hunter has contributed on offense, it's not much. 9 receptions, 55 yards for a whack-ass 6.1 yards per catch. And on defense, it's kind of the same too. Don't get me wrong, Travis Hunter has potential. I mean, he's a great athlete, great kid, loves the game, but he is playing both sides of the ball. And people warned him that this was going to happen. And now the commentators are going to town behind it.
The Jacksonville Jaguars did not trade up to the number 2 pick to get Travis Hunter to come and play on both sides of the ball and us sit here and go, did he do anything good on either side of the ball yesterday? That's what you traded up for the number 2 pick for? Like, just to be like, oh, yeah, he was okay at receiver. Oh, yeah, he did some things on the defensive side of the ball. Like, that's not why you make the trade for Travis Hunter.
Now, Chris Sim is making a very, very important point here. Like, I know that they didn't spend the 2nd overall pick on Travis Hunter just for him to be average. They could have got a good cornerback or a wide receiver, or I could have got a cornerback and a wide receiver in the 1st and 2nd round. They traded up in the draft and lost capital to get this guy, and the guy is not performing. But to be fair, it's probably not Travis Hunter's fault. Now, Steve Smith is doing an excellent job on his YouTube channel breaking down things like this, and he has a reason why Travis Hunter might be struggling.
When an offensive coordinator is breaking down the philosophy for that week, we all meet offensive linemen, tight end, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. And we're all sitting there. And then they go over what the emphasis of this week, some of the nuances. And then after they do that, because the wide receivers have to sit and hear, hey, this is the blocking scheme on the run plays that we're doing. Wide receivers, check force. Hey, tight ends, when they call this you call, you have to possibly go ahead and double down. If we're running, double down and go to the 2nd level. Then they break it off and say, hey, potty break. Hey, go get a piss. Go stretch your legs. Let's keep guys up. Let's not make them fall asleep. Then the offensive linemen leave. And now it's all predicated on the passing game.
So Steve Smith brings out some very, very important points here. He says, listen, when you're in there with the offensive coordinator, you're talking about just the run game ideology. You're in there with the wide receivers, the tight ends, the offensive line. You know, you're putting the emphasis on this week where the run schemes are going to be all this and that, right? And then after this, you're putting the run schemes and all of this, right? And he's making a point because he said when he played in the NFL, he got into the office or he got into the facility at 7 in the morning. He didn't leave the facility at 10:30 at night. That includes workouts, studying, and all of this. That's just the offensive coordinator. But then he goes into more detail.
And then after that, you break down to your position meetings, and then the wide receiver coach goes over, hey, I know that was a lot, guys. Who has questions? Here are some of the things that we need to talk about, because last week we ran it like this. This week, that DB is a little bit better. This week, that secondary is a lot better. This week, that defensive coordinator is more exotic. All of this is done from 7 o'clock to 10:30. All that goes on between 7 o'clock. And on the other side, the defense is doing the same thing. The whole defense is meeting.
So after hearing all of that information, what happens next? You then break down to your position coach, which is the wide receiver coach. So then you start talking about how to attack defensive backs, coordinators, because obviously coordinators change from week to week. Now, in the AFC South, you will see those coordinators at least 6 times out of the year, but you have 17 games. So you're out there learning new defenses, new ideas with your wide receiver coach every week. It's hard to do. Now imagine the wide receivers are doing all of that on one side of the ball. The defense is doing the same thing on the other side of the ball. So Travis Hunter plays defensive back or cornerback. And so the defensive coordinator will come in with the whole system of what they're going to do, the whole defense. Then after that, you break down into your nickel backs and cornerbacks and doing that for the whole week. The problem with Travis Hunter is he split between 2 worlds, right? And this is the issue that he's having. And even guys on podcasts bring this up in particular.
Do you feel like Travis Hunter is going to be a bust?
On the defensive side.
Not offensive?
I think if he can pick a lane, I think his best route is just going on offense, focusing on that. You're at the top league. The guys around you in every position are the best players from college in every position. So I think he really has to just focus on his offensive game first, because if he's on both sides of it, they're just going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I saw it on a 4th down play. He was guarding Andre Isiovas, whoever that guy is, and he PI on a 4th down. They just threw it his way because they knew that he was probably the weakest cornerback out there. So teams are going to have a target on him.
I want to give a shout out to Sandbox Sessions podcast. Shout out to them. Go check them out. They make a really, really good point, right? There was a point in the game where Jacksonville Jaguars were actually winning, and I believe they were playing the Bengals, and Travis Hunter was in the game. I believe he was playing nickel, and he got a pass interference on the 4th down, and he basically should have played that zone better, but he followed the person instead of just defending the zone. And so because of that, it cost them likely the game. And so the reason why that's the case is because he's not spending enough time with the defensive coordinators. And so now, because he has all of this pressure on him, the team spent all this money and they want him on offense and defense, he's not able to do anything good at all. He's now given lackluster numbers at wide receiver. He's given lackluster numbers at cornerback. And now that's just the problem. So what is the situation that we're also seeing? Well, people are also criticizing his route running. All right. That's one of the things at, the level of Travis Hunter. He's not an elite route runner. Okay. And so this is one of his problems. And as you can see here, I mean, obviously anybody can drop a pass, but anybody who can look at, agility and running routes, it's clear that it's not as smooth as it needs to be. And that's just because it's not repetition. All right. So what am I trying to say? Well, basically the idea is Travis Hunter needs to just focus in on one position, which most likely would be wide receiver. He should improve his skill at wide receiver. And then at certain points, he could come in and be a cornerback later. I gotta understand as men, no matter how big our ego is, we can't do everything. All right. And sometimes you can get away with doing everything, especially if it's in, business, sometimes in sports. Hey, sometimes you have enough talent to get away with a lot of bad things until you can't. When you're at Colorado, like I said, and you're playing against lesser competition when the offense or defensive scheme is not as intricate as it is in the NFL. When you get to the NFL, you're not the only best athlete on the field. Everybody's a good athlete, and everybody's now smarter than you. They understand things better than you. And so Travis Hunter, who people just didn't want to throw the ball to when he was in college, they're picking on him to throw the ball to. And the reason why is because he don't have the experience or the reps at defensive back. And so this is what a lot of guys got to understand in life. There's going to come a time in our life where you can't do everything. You really got to just buckle down and pick one thing and just start from there. Get really good. It don't matter if you think you can do it. You just can't. All right. He's a new father. He's a new husband. He's playing 2 positions in a new city. Now you're being criticized. The organization spent a lot of money on you. And so what happens when you've never had to face that sort of adversity and you're not the best player anymore, what can happen to a guy is it can break his confidence. And it doesn't make you bad or it doesn't make you a sucker because you're not the best anymore. All right. It doesn't make you untalented because you're not the greatest guy anymore. I mean, there's a lot of NFL draft picks that come in and they were the first round pick and they can never have a superstar career because an NFL career depends on so many different things, like what coach you have. Sometimes you can have the right coach, the coach gets fired. You get a new general manager, the new general manager doesn't believe in you. You go into a whole new system, you get hurt. All those things play out, right? And so you got to have a lot of luck in the game. And when it comes to Travis Hunter, he's just getting his wake-up call right now. You can't do everything at the highest level. And that is completely, I'm going to repeat that, okay? It's okay that you can't do that, all right? Everybody needs help in life, all right? Sometimes to make your life easier, just to drop certain things, organize your life, get on track with something, get yourself together with something, simplify your life with something, then move on to something else. Because here's what you're going to do. You're going to lose ground to somebody who's really good at one thing. I'm going to say it again. You're going to lose ground to somebody who's really good at one thing. This is why you see somebody like Warren Buffett over the years not trying to be a real estate tycoon or a tech tycoon. He's just really good at stock and buying businesses. And so that's what's good enough for him. He's not trying to do something he doesn't understand. Now, in the case of Travis Hunter, he understands both positions. He just don't understand it to the level of the NFL. You're playing against quarterbacks who have cannons for an arm. You're playing against quarterbacks who are smart. You're playing against quarterbacks who are genius. You're playing against offensive coordinators who are genius, head coaches who are genius. It's a whole nother level to this. And sometimes you just can't get it, and that don't mean nothing is wrong with you. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We out.